up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? I'm Shannon Townsend.
And I'm Richard Townsend.
And you are tuned into the Married Marks podcast, where we talk about the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, the greatest, the worst, and all the shit no one else wants to talk about in regard to professional Graps news from around the globe. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that you are with us. We hope you keep on coming back for a whole lot more. But if it's not your first rodeo, you know how this goes. We love you extra, extra hard. Whether it's your first time or your 153rd, do us a favor. Like, subscribe, leave a comment on whatever site or app you are tuned in on today. It would do us a solid, help elevate our profile, and we would be most appreciative. We are part of the Inside Joke Outside Voice podcast network. You can learn more about them at ijov.net and visit our hashtag #PodEarnFamily. Shout out to Genius Pie for the Married Marks podcast theme song. Look at them on Twitter at Genius Pie for all of your ear-tickling needs. And we would love to hear from you, dear listeners. You. Please don't be afraid to chime in. You can find us on Twitter and slide into our DMs at Married Marks, or hit us up via email, marriedmarkspod, that's P-O-D, at gmail.com. Use your words, people. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm all right. It's been a weekend of Star Wars up in this house.
Oh, yeah,
so.
It has.
Woo!
And we're going again.
Yeah. We liked it. We liked the final movie so much. We're going again on Christmas Day.
Yep.
It's very, very good. No spoilers. We're not going to say anything about it.
Just go see it.
Yeah, just go see it. It's fantastic. It was really great. We've had a little bit of Star Wars. We've been watching all of the other movies too. Like, we've watched all the other films. And we just caught the latest episode of The Mandalorian as well. So
we are caught up on Star Wars.
Lots of Star Wars nerdery in this house this weekend. I feel like good old John Maddening would be proud of us.
Yeah.
For all of our Star Wars nerdery.
So.
And his delightful, delightful partner, Amy. Like, I feel like they would appreciate our nerddom.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, too.
I think so.
But
I don't think we could be anywhere near as big a Star Wars nerd as they are.
No, absolutely not. I admire... Here's the thing. Do you admire, like, when someone has a level of nerddom to something where, like, they're just so ingrained and engrossed in it that it's, like... It's just impressive. Because I am. I love that. I love watching, like, if people have, like, awesome collections of something... It fascinates me, and I want to know more. Like, I want to know more about your collection. Tell me about your collection. What is it? What's it about? Which is sometimes a dangerous rabbit hole to go down, as we learned with one of our friends. But that's okay. So, the year's almost over. It's almost Christmas. Hanukkah started today. Candle Nights is in full swing.
Yeah.
My personal favorite.
Yes.
So, wrestling's going to be in a little bit of a hiatus for the next couple of weeks. There's not going to be new episodes of certain things.
Yeah, definitely this week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're getting some wrestling content this week, but I mean, New Japan is basically done until Wrestle Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
NXT is done for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. AEW also.
AEW is only done for this
week,
the Christmas Day episode. They will be on a New Year's Day episode, though. I mean, NWA Power Roar is going to release a day early. They're releasing it on Monday instead of Tuesday.
We're still on that, huh?
Why wouldn't we be?
It's very good.
I mean, why they got to challenge our intelligence by putting 3 R's?
Power Roar. Power Roar. Power.
I mean, there's no reason.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we've got very little wrestling to talk about in the coming week. But we have a whole lot of wrestling to talk about from the past 11 and a half months.
Oh, my gosh. So, yeah, as you all might be aware, last year we did a predictions early at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, but that's not this episode.
Oh.
No, this is our review of the year in wrestling.
Ah.
We are doing our recap of our predictions on December 28th.
I don't know why every episode I'm like, are we doing the review? Are we doing the predictions? Every episode I'm like, are we doing it?
No, it's the last episode of the year.
But I want to do it to him.
All I've ever known is doing it to him. But no, this is just what we feel was the best and worst of the year in professional wrestling.
All right, well, let's talk about it.
I mean, what should we talk about though? Should we start with the worst?
Let's start with the worst and work our way to the best.
Yeah,
Because I
let's
feel like
start
I'd
with
like to
the
I'd like to
worst.
cap this on a positive note because it is the holidays. And this is a fun, like I want it to be. I don't know. I just want to end on a positive today. So
Sure, and I think that's a good idea.
all right. So let's start with the worst.
So, what are the worst things we saw in professional wrestling in 2019?
Okay, so here's my question. Stipulation wise, does this count like fan stuff, or are we purely talking about like?
Well, as a whole, professional
whole.
wrestling.
Okay.
And we're not ranking things.
No, we're just having a chit chat.
We're going to chit chat
We're gonna talk
with
gonna-
you all about the things that we found to be the best and the worst
Yeah.
about wrestling this year.
Okay, so the worst, and like I want to preface this in the fact that if I'm critical of one promotion, I'm critical of all promotions. None of them are perfect,
And these are our opinions.
and these are just opinions. My first worst of this year is the handling of Raw and SmackDown by the WWE.
Okay.
I feel like progressively throughout the year, it has just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And there's a lot of factors that kind of feed into that, some of which I'm sure we'll talk about here in a few minutes. But I just feel like interest in Raw and SmackDown amongst wrestling fans is kind of at, I think, an all-time low. I think even diehard fans, even people we know that are wrestlers that like go out of their way to watch it every week just because it's like they're interested in it. And I'm not going to name names, but even they're just like, this is garbage. Like, it's not enjoyable. I feel like the products have been mishandled. I feel like there's just a lot of poor decisions that have been made in regard to the handling of specifically Raw and SmackDown. Now, there's other issues with the WWE I'll talk about in a little bit, but I'm just going to kick off from there. What's your take on that?
I agree. Raw and SmackDown have... There's a lot of things that have been related to Raw and SmackDown, that individual things that I'd like to add about, kind of just Raw and SmackDown being bad is encapsulating a lot of stuff.
Like I said, it's like an umbrella, right? Like there is a spectrum of things that we dislike about Raw and SmackDown specifically.
So, I mean, and we can talk about some of those individual things as part of this broad topic.
No, let's keep going.
Like the cuckolding stories.
Oh, God.
I
can't believe in, 2019 these are even still a thing. Why is this still a thing?
Well, I mean, it started with Mike and Maria Kanellis, and they never got to do the payoff on that because Maria got pregnant, and then Mike asked for his release and is now collecting a paycheck while he sits at home.
Mm-hmm.
But they really, really wanted to do this story, apparently, because then they decided to move it on to Lana and Rusev and Lashley.
Which is something I think we've seen the WWE do before. When they have a story that they really want to happen, and it doesn't pan out the way that, I mean, it's easy for me to say Vince, but whoever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whoever backstage really wants to see this story take place, they'll just shift it to someone else. Like, we've seen this 100 times in the past. Or they'll just, it's like lather, rinse, repeat. So they're just doing a little, sorry, as Russell Talk would say, Control-C, Control-V. Just over and over and over again, where it's just the same story and the same narrative and the same ridiculousness that we're just subjected to over and over again. So I think, I agree. Those stories are ridiculous. To me, they have no place on Raw and SmackDown. They're ridiculous. They're just ridiculous. I'm fine with a good romance angle, but make it like Miz and Maurice. I want to know more about Miz and Maurice. Those are the stories I want to hear.
Less Lana Lashley, more Dana Brooke Batista.
Oh my god. Can we just give them their own reality show like Miz and Mrs.? I would watch the fuck out of a Dave Batista, Dana Brooke show.
Yes.
Somebody get on it. Somebody get on it because I want it.
That kind of a romance storyline?
It's delightful.
I could get behind.
Yeah. No, I'm super duper fine with it.
I mean, yeah.
I'm here for Dantista. It's okay. Power couple of the year, Dantista. I just want more. And I know I'm not alone.
So, what other worst stuff when it comes to WWE can we talk about? Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, their continued willingness to promote and work with Hulk Hogan is
isn't not
very...
just that. It's like 2019 is the year of let's put Hulk Hogan back into everybody's minds.
Mm-hmm.
We put him in the Hall of Fame. We gave him, stuff to do in the Saudi Arabia shows. Team Hulk Hogan. We're putting him in the Hall of Fame again next year. I mean, does the WWE really think that everybody's just going to ignore the shit Hogan said?
I think that they're banking. This is just purely speculation, but I think what's happening is that the WWE is banking on the fact that there's enough people willing to overlook the bullshit and just be happy for the nostalgia, which is ridiculous. Like in my opinion, until there's some kind of accountability work for, a pretty explicit bias that exists within that man. Like I'm all for forgiving people, but like, dude, they gotta fucking do something to earn the forgiveness. He hasn't done anything. Like, he hasn't done anything. He's just like, yeah, I said the thing. I'm sorry I said the thing. Okay, but that's great. What are you doing about saying the thing?
Yeah, how are you proving that you're sorry?
You're not. You're not. I don't want more Hulk Hogan. I want more Dantista. Like, that's what I fucking care about right now. The fact that they're willing to just continue to partner with him and promote him and make him a thing and really just use him as a cash cow. To me, it's like, and this is just a personal opinion, and like I admit that this is the opinion of a white woman, but
yeah.
like, to me, it looks like, hey, we're willing to capitalize on enough people that don't give a shit about racism. We're just willing to, like, their money is still money. Like, I feel like that's how the WWE is addressing it, and I think that that's a terrible. I would really like to see, like, the WWE take a hard stance against racism in general and maybe develop a program or donate with a program or work with a program or have their wrestlers do work with programs that fight this, like do some work with some race equity groups and really take that next step.
That would require the chairman of the WWE to not be a racist.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a whole other conversation. That's a mood, my friend.
Another point, and I've been thinking about a lot of these things preparing for this episode. Mm-hmm. The death of the women's revolution the day after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Let me clarify that.
No, you go ahead.
So, everybody, and that's the reason why I specifically say the day after WrestleMania. Because, yes, WrestleMania, we had the women as the main event. They were the last match of the night.
Which was wonderful.
A feel-good moment. We had a great event where Becky Lynch takes on Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair in a great match. I mean, it wasn't the perfect match, but it was a great match. And the outcome was great. Becky Lynch, Becky 2 belts.
Mm-hmm.
What happened after WrestleMania? Well, we had another Saudi Arabia show. And then we find out over the course of the next 6 to 8 months, we're not getting another Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
We're not getting another Mae Young Classic. The women start to go back to one match a night for 5 minutes. We're not getting any coherent women's storylines. What happened?
The company itself, I'm going to say NXT is excluded from this greater conversation.
No, we're talking about Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, we're talking about Raw, SmackDown, and like main roster type stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Specifically, because like we're talking also about like, pay-per-views and stuff like that. The company has taken a hard U-turn, in my opinion, on the way in which they're booking women. I feel like the women they're still not being given great time. They're still not clearly being elevated to the same kind of stories that the men are getting. Not that, like, the men are getting fantastic stories either, but, you know, at least, like, the status quo is better than nothing. And I'm not going to say that there haven't been some good women's stories this year in the WWE. There have been. Bayley's heel turn was great, in my opinion. I thought it was, you know, it was a good move. It was something that we've wanted for a very long time. We've seen a continuation of Becky just continuing to be amazing and dominate. We've seen some really good stuff from the women's division. We've seen Asuka
finally being treated the way that she should have been treated from the day she was brought up to the main roster. They are treating her like an effective villain.
Yeah, and the tag team was a great choice. You know, putting her together with Kyrie, smart choice.
I wasn't keen on it at first.
But it turned out to be great.
Because Kyrie and I still don't know that I believe Kyrie as a heel.
I'm into Kabuki Warriors. I think they're great.
Oh, I think they're great. But yeah, I mean, Asuka is very much the dominant force in that.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
In that, though.
It's been really, really, really fun to watch the way that that's played out. I've really enjoyed watching Kana kind of come into her own, like, get her YouTube channel going. I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the good stuff, because, like, I want to celebrate her a little.
But, I mean, let's also talk about, though, what happened to Naomi?
Yeah. That's a good question. That's a very good question.
Carmella was reduced to a comedy act valet for half the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've seen a lot of reversion in the way that the women are being utilized. And complacency around it. Like, people aren't vocalizing the complaints about it.
Yeah.
Which is really disheartening to me.
I mean, Sasha Banks was gone for half the year.
But, you know, it's frustrating to me. Piggybacking off of that, I would say, like, another thing that I think is one of the worst things of this year is the complacency, the continued complacency, and even more vocal complacency and discrimination vocalized by a lot of fans. And you know what? I'm going to say a hot take here. Also, podcasters and people that work covering professional wrestling. Let's focus on the fans first, and then I'll talk about the greater piece. Because, like, this, I'm going to try to remain very calm and even about this, because I don't want to come across as, like, I'm attacking, but it is something that I do want to talk about. With fans, I saw more vocalized crap than I've seen in really any previous year that I've been a wrestling fan. And I've been a wrestling fan a long frickin' time. Like, over 20 years of my life. Mm-hmm. And it sucks that, like, I even have to sit here and use that as a defense mechanism because I'm criticized openly for calling this stuff out all the time. Every show that we've gone to in the last year, every wrestling show, and also every event in which we are watching wrestling, even if we're not at the wrestling show, someone has to make sexist comments, veiled racist comments, terribly immature comments. And I don't know if it links with, you know, political climate or what, and people just feel emboldened as hell right now, but the wrestling fandom itself is super toxic. I've said 100 times lately that I feel like it's a great time to be a fan of professional wrestling, but I feel like the fans themselves have a lot of shit they got to work through. And the fact that there's this complacency around it and people are just willing to let that stuff go, it still bothers me. It bothers me a lot. Like, it's one of the reasons I've actually disengaged entirely on Twitter. Like, I come back on Twitter and I'll say something fun. Like, you know, if there's a Wednesday night where we're at the bar and something hits me, like, I'll tweet it. My tweets have become, like, little rare events because I don't have the emotional spoons to fucking deal with all of the animosity out there. There's this huge divide between you know, like hardcore WWE people and hardcore AEW people, and it is a firm fucking line, and ain't nobody getting over their side of the line. They're being absolute assholes, not just to one another, but to fucking everybody in their vicinity. Which is ridiculous, because, like, some of us just want to watch the fucking wrestling, dude. So that frustrates me. And then, like, I have a bigger problem with the people that fuel this kind of behavior. And that is, like, the quote-unquote respected fans, the quote-unquote journalists, the quote-unquote large personalities in the wrestling community. I'm not just talking about wrestlers, because that's its own fucking thing. I'm talking about well-known podcasters, well-known writers, well-known quote-unquote journalists, you know, people who use their platform to further a message of discrimination and hate and try to basically just create chaos amongst the fans for the sake of making themselves popular. And I feel like that shit has to stop. And I know that trust me, I hear criticism of myself for that, towards myself for that, because, like, I scream into the void on the other side of the argument. And you're not wrong. But at least I'm trying to make wrestling a better and more inclusive place for everybody. And I feel like we took several steps back as a fandom in the realm of inclusivity for fans this year. And we really need to make sure that we work on that and stop being so polarizing and so polarized. So that's high up there in my worst of for the year.
Let's talk about the WWE not knowing how to stick to their guns, I think is the best way to put it.
Okay.
I would like to call it broken promises.
Mm-hmm.
But they never really promised anything.
They're like a boyfriend that just promises you a whole lot of shit and never delivers.
Maybe the best way is to put it is we got worked by WWE.
I feel like that's a regular occurrence, though. Like, we always get worked by the WWE in some way.
So...
And guys, don't fret. Trust me, there's some AEW criticism coming down the line here, too. Oh, there is.
We're just starting with WWE because it's the largest company and there's the most to talk about. Mm-hmm. Remember back earlier this year when Stephanie and Shane and Triple H and Vince all got in the ring and addressed the WWE universe, telling that they heard what we were saying and how we were the authority now and they were going to change and give us what we wanted. And yeah, what happened? What happened?
Well, what happened?
What happened? Oh, they just outright lied to us.
Yeah, they just... There's a lot of issue there that I have, and I don't know, like, I could literally do a whole podcast on that.
Remember the brand split, and then the wild card rule, where only 3 people from each show were going to go to the other show, and it was never the same 3 people every week, and then it was more than 3 people... And then the Superstar shakeup was just completely ridiculous. And
like, nothing made sense and nothing wound up mattering.
And nothing mattered. And the wild card rule was just thrown around willy-nilly. Remember all that?
Yeah. I know. You have to remember, some of this just happened, like, yesterday.
What happened?
It was just awful.
I mean, they couldn't even... keep their own ideas straight and coherent. And it really isn't WWE's fault, it's one person's fault. Mm-hmm. And that was Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Well, he wins, like, the worst in wrestling overall for the year, in my opinion. Is that terrible? That's how I feel.
I mean, he would just change things. He would throw out scripts and completely rewrite a show the day of the show. He would completely change outcomes of matches while the match was happening. He is the end of the line on what happens. They have all these writers, and it still comes down to Vince's whim on how things are done. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to tell a coherent, long-term storyline when the guy at the end of the day decides, you know what's going to be great? Lana and Lashley making out on the top of the ramp.
Chicken and pasta. Pasta and chicken.
It's such good shit.
It's terrible shit, Vince. Speaking of things that Vince thinks is such good shit, let's address like the giant and biggest elephant in the room. The WWE's continued partnership with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because like we've rallied and explained the story and broken it down and explained why it's bullshit and why we're not happy with it multiple times. I'm really disheartened that it's still a thing, and I don't want it to still be a thing. I want it to not be a thing. I would very much like them to consider better options. But there is a good that came out of it as well that I'll talk about later. There was a good thing that came out of it, but I do find the entire partnership very troubling and very troublesome and very frustrating.
No, you're not wrong. I'm trying to think what other things. Okay, let's just talk about little individual things that bothered us.
Sure.
Let's talk about the absolute disrespect Kofi Kingston got.
Mm-hmm. Like, finger snaps. I'm still mad about it.
The absolute disrespect of the 8-second squash match to take the title off of him.
Yeah, which was absolutely unnecessary in every way.
Just so they could put it on Brock fucking Lesnar. Again.
Mm-hmm. For like the 800th time.
How often have we seen that title since Brock Lesnar got it? Oh, not much.
Mm.
It's gone back to being an elusive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Which is ridiculous. But that's a choice that they've apparently decided to make.
I mean, it was just bad.
Yeah, it's not great. I feel bad because, like, I've kind of disengaged recently from Raw and SmackDown. Like, I just stopped because I don't... I'll be honest with you. Like, we do watch snippets and we do watch some stuff, but I feel like there's weeks when you watch it and I don't. And I just let you feed me the news.
I recap.
Oh.
Every show.
Yeah.
I recap. I go and read the recaps.
It's just not my cup of tea. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good entertainment. Like, I'm not even going to talk about, like, whether it's good wrestling or bad wrestling because, like, the wrestlers are out there and they're doing their thing. They're doing the best they can with what they've been given. Like, their physical ability in the ring and the attention that they're giving everything. Yeah, it's absolutely good because, like, they're working with what they fucking have. But story-wise and everything else, it's just, it doesn't intrigue me anymore. The WWE does have one product that keeps my attention, but I want to talk about that in the good, because that's mostly good. Let's talk. Do you have anything else for that? Or
the 5-year contracts.
Oh yeah,
the absolute
this is weird
terror.
Yeah, this is weird.
That Vince McMahon has of losing his talent to other promotions, that he is tying them into 5-year contracts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know the Canelli signed 5-year contracts. More recently, we have heard the New Day signed 5-year contracts.
Yes.
I mean, it's like 5 years.
That's a lot of time, especially if you're like a wrestler that's like, imagine if you're in your like mid to late 30s and your knees are on borrowed time. I think 5 years to be locked in when you know that like they may, I mean, let's be honest, historically, this is an organization that's not going to let you, unless you're a big name player and a big seller, they're not going to let you adjust what you do in the ring.
No.
To be safe. Historically, they're not great about that. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm just saying, like, historically, they're not great about it.
Yeah. I mean, WWE had probably... I'm not going to say they had the worst year in professional wrestling.
No.
Because I think that next subject had the worst year in professional wrestling. And let's talk about Ring of Honor.
You know what's so terrible? This is going to be... I'm about to say something really shitty, and I know I'm gonna get judged for it. I was like, NWA? And then, like, you were like, Ring of Honor, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I completely forgot about Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor, what happened to you? You used to be, like, it's like the Ballad of Sarah Berry. You were the prom queen, you were the shoo-in, and then all of a sudden, like, that girl came, some other girl came in and just, like, hiccup and hitch, Julie Jenkins lost her leg in a wreck and she had to be the prom queen, and, like, nobody fucking cares about you anymore. It's just terrible.
Let's go back to the first week of April.
Oh, God.
When Ring of Honor sold out Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, it was a cross-promotion show with New Japan.
Which was a big deal.
It was.
It was a huge deal.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
But that show is probably where
It started the decline.
the portents were there. The foreshadowing was there. Enzo was there.
Is he like the Grim? Like, you remember in Harry Potter when Sybil Trelawney looks in the teacup and she sees the Grim? I, like, from now on in wrestling, I feel like that's like Enzo Amore. If you look in those fucking tea leaves and you see Enzo, you fucked. Close your promotion.
Yeah. Enzo Amore is the albatross.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely the albatross.
He's a curse.
That whole shit was basically the beginning of the end for Ring of Honor this year.
That was it. And they had so many controversies. They've had, like, the Bubba Ray thing.
Yes, go be a fan. But why did Bubba Ray have to be security? Because they didn't have any.
And that, like, yeah, that whole thing, just, like, it kept evolving. I mean, we just talked about that again a couple weeks ago. Like, it's crazy to me how, like, that shit has continued to evolve and be a story, and how all this stuff keeps coming out. They've lost some of their biggest players this year.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost... I mean, Ring of Honor fell apart after they lost the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost fucking Hangman Page.
And, like,
and Cody Rhodes.
And, like, we're not saying that the loss of the Elite is what caused it. We're not saying that, like, in any way that, like, they were the glue that held it together. Because they weren't. It doesn't fucking matter.
They sold out Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Sold out.
Yeah. They just have, like, imploded. They've literally, like, imploded. Like, somebody fucking... I don't know if, like, Vince called in Order 66 on that fucking promotion or what, but, like, it's like... They're just done. I'm literally amazed that they're still running right now. I know that sounds ridiculous.
I don't
but,
know
like,
how they're still running.
I don't either. I have no fucking idea.
See, they fired their women's champion.
Mm-hmm.
Fired her.
Yup. They've been at the center of so much controversy and so much ridiculousness this year. I don't know how they're still up and running.
They
literally don't know.
You know, week after week, we saw pictures of shows where there were nobody in the stands and half the floor seats were still empty. It's just like, what happened? How?
I don't even know.
I don't get it. I mean, you know, it seems like, you know, they put the belt on Taven.
Which wasn't a terrible choice.
I mean, that's a personal choice.
I mean, it's a choice that they could make. I'm not saying it was the worst choice.
Knowing...
It's a fine choice.
But they did it because they knew Marty Scurll was going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then Taven almost left.
Yeah.
It broke information got leaked out that their TV champion at the time, when this information was leaked, was not going to get his contract renewed at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And this was just a month ago.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? I don't understand how Ring of Honor could have gone from the highest of highs in Madison Square Garden to hanging on by a thread at the end of the year.
Yeah, they're kind of
In
they're
8
living on a
months'
prayer.
time.
They are living on a prayer.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's talk about kind of the other dark horse in this situation. Let's talk about some of the worst with AEW.
I wanted to get to AEW,
Oh, you want to get to? Oh, okay.
but I do have a couple comments about New Japan, actually.
Oh, ooh,
Yeah, I'm going to throw some shade at New Japan.
hot take here. All right, let's hear it, sir.
When you think of New Japan Pro Wrestling, what do you think of?
What do I think of? I
Yes.
think of a lot of things. I really do. If you're looking for a one answer that you're trying to feed me, I don't know what it is.
Well, no, I'm not trying, but, picture that in your mind. Picture a
I think
standard
of-
New Japan pay-per-view.
When I think of New Japan, here's what I think of. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think of prestige. I think of really high impact matches that have wonderful build and have tremendous production value, amazing talent, some of the best stables in all of professional wrestling.
Mhm.
And I think of really just a promotion that like places a lot of prestige and kind of honor behind what they do.
Okay. Do you think of the white guy invasion that happened in 2019?
I kind of do. Not when I'm thinking about positive things, but when I'm thinking about the negative things.
Because this has been the year of
Do you
the
think it could-
gaijin.
It has been the Gaijin year. And I feel like wherever she is, Karen is like her spidey sense is going off because like she would love to probably talk about this.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, yeah, and Karen is definitely somebody I think about when, I think about like Will Ospreay being
Shoved down our throats repeatedly.
completely shoved down our throats, being both in the junior division and in the heavyweight division.
Well, and a lot of people that aren't real crazy about this kind of Gaijin invasion of NJP Dub, they feel pretty strongly negative about the LA Dojo for that reason.
Mhm.
Because they feel like it's just, and it sucks because like the LA Dojo is like it's like a damned if they do, damned if they don't situation. Like I get that the company is trying to grow and compete on a global scale, so they're going to include more Western superstars to try and appeal to a broader global audience.
Sure.
I get it. I don't fault them for that. I don't, because having guys like Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega when he was there, they're a great draw on a global level for the company. Kenny's kind of an interesting. I don't give a lot of shit to Kenny because he lived there for so fucking long and he understands the culture and he understands the company. I feel like Zach is very much the same way. Like Zach is a very global wrestler. You see him everywhere, but he's worked so much and so tirelessly in Japan that like guys who go there and put in their time and, like Devitt, Styles, the guys that have done the work, like fine if you have Westerners that are going over there, even like God, like
Yeah.
those guys, I mean, they're not Caucasian, but like they're Westerners that like went over there and they've like fucking put in their time and they understand the culture. They understand like how the company works, how to respect that. But like right now it's fucking ridiculous. Like we've got.
I mean, it just seemed like, okay, so obviously Will Ospreay had been there a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But there was just an influx of white guys.
Yeah.
El Phantasmo and fucking Robbie Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, what?
Yeah, because I'm looking at the current roster. Like Zachy, cool. I'm fine with Zachy. We got Juice.
Juice and
Juice has
They
been there for a
love
long
Juice
time.
over
They
there.
fucking love Juice Robinson. It's so funny. There's a lot of people on this fucking roster.
yeah, there is.
Oh, and it cut off. So go me, yay!
You know what? And you know what? Maybe there aren't more white guys than there were. I mean, because they did lose the Bucks, who were white guys. They lost Kenny Omega, which is a white guy. They lost Cody Rhodes, which is a white guy.
Well, and I'm looking at like the current roster. Like here's their heavyweight division right now: Kazuchika Okada,
Mm-hmm.
cool. Jay White,
Jay White. Well, yeah, I mean, he's been there a couple of years now.
Lance Archer,
Been there a while.
Kenta, welcome
Yeah.
back. Tama Tonga, been there for eons.
Yeah.
Tonga Loa, been there for eons. Makabe, Toriano, Fale, Chase Owens has been there forever. Chris Jericho, on and off. Colt Cabana, on and off. David Finlay.
Yeah.
Evil Hiroki Goto, Tanahashi, Hiro Tenzin, Jay White, Jeff Cobb.
Not a white guy.
John Moxley, controversial.
Moxley, yeah.
I love Mox more than anybody on this fucking planet. We all know I worship the ground of Moxley, but like... And like, was I dorked as hell to see him in NJP Dub? Yeah, but like, he was another gaijin that just showed up and got like main fucking billing. I get it. I get why some people were pissed. Juice Robinson, Kazuchika Okada, Kenta, Kota Ibushi, Lance Archer, Nakanishi, Mikey Nichols, Minoru Suzuki, Sanada, Satoshi Kojima. Oh, Kojima. Shingo Takagi, Taiichi, Tama Tonga, Tagaloa, Tetsuya Naito, Makabe, Honma, Ishii, Yano, Hashi, Nagata, Takahashi, and Zaki. And then, like, when you get into the junior heavyweight division, it's like Osprey, Phantasmo.
Robbie Eagles.
Yeah, Robbie Eagles, Chris Sabin.
Oh, yeah, I fucking
Yeah,
Chris Sabin.
Desperado. Flip fucking Gordon. Marty was hair on and off. Like, it's crazy, like, looking at the list. Fucking TJP, I forgot he was there, too.
Oh, shit, I forgot about TJP.
But, like, yeah, we're putting guys like TJP in there, and, like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna fucking have a little snapback moment here. We're giving guys like TJP opportunities in New Japan Pro fucking Wrestling, which is supposed to be one of the most prestigious companies, in my opinion, in professional
Super J
wrestling.
Cup
the Super J Cup
was
but
like full of white guys.
It was full of white guys, and like, I'm sorry, I would rather see them like elevate. Give us some more show and yo, like elevate Roppongi a little bit more.
Okay,
Like,
so now that I think about it, maybe there aren't more white guys than there were last year. But the white guys definitely got more of the spotlight this year.
the gaijin specifically,
Yes.
yeah.
Not
Yeah, they were
mainly
definitely
white guys.
It is mainly white guys. You're not wrong. It is mainly white guys.
Osprey was like the face of the company for like 9 months.
Which made no sense to me. Like, it didn't even work with his narrative. Like, it didn't even work with his fucking personal narrative, because like, he's just I'm over it. Whatever.
So,
Stupid.
New Japan, go back to what we loved 3 years ago.
Yeah, like, you're kind of missing the mark, guys.
And I'm hoping this coming year will be better for New Japan. For us.
For us. I was gonna say though, like, that's a hot take. Do we want to talk about AEW?
Sure, let's talk AEW.
All right, so let's talk about like the worst.
And by the way,
AEW.
this episode's probably gonna be a little longer than an hour.
It is gonna be a little longer than an hour, because I'm like, oh, we almost at that 45-minute mark and we ain't even touched the positive yet.
Yeah, which is fine. It's a year in review.
Yeah, let's talk about AEW, because like, AEW started out very, very strong this year. We had a lot of promises. We had a lot of exciting information coming down the pipe, and when they kicked off and they kind of got everything rolling, we were feeling very, very, very positive about things. Several months into this, I'm no longer feeling super fucking happy and comfortable with the promotion at the moment. They're not like hated or anything. Like, I still watch their product every week and I'm still enjoying some of it, but like, let's talk about the fact that first off, they just can't seem to hit the mark.
Okay.
They can't seem to do it to them.
Do we think AEW made a mistake promoting themselves for 10 months before their show finally came on TV?
Absolutely. Too long.
11 months.
Too much time.
Because their first show was like the last week of October.
Yeah.
And we found out about AEW's existence on January 1st.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think it was too long. It was too much lead up. We had too much kind of waiting with bated breath. And I think, especially in an era where like wrestling fans really want instantaneous gratification in a lot of ways, it was a poor choice.
I mean, it was nice that we kind of got the who's going to be on the roster stuff, and we kept getting more and more so-and-so is all elite, and, you know, it was kind of fun. But then it wasn't as fun as things got later in the year. I mean, we got a couple of shows, because we got All Out, we got Double or Nothing, we got the Fighter Fest.
Mm-hmm. Which was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah. I mean, there were some fun shows.
When they hit the mark, they're great.
Shows seemed great when they were able to tell the stories outside of the company by telling the stories on being the elite.
Yeah.
And then they got to TV. And they forgot how to tell stories.
Yeah, they've really floundered, which is ridiculous because that was one of the things that I think everybody really wanted the company to be great at was telling stories. And it's one of the things they're not real great at. That's what I hate to say that, but like, it's so true. They're just not fantastic.
And they built this amazing women's division. And did nothing with it.
Yeah, that's the number one thing that I think that they are absolutely missing the mark on more than anything else is the way in which they're booking and handling their women's division. And I applaud them because they have a great women's roster. They really do.
They do.
They have some of my favorite females in professional wrestling working for AEW right now. Like, so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, Nyla Rose, Big Swole.
Yeah.
I mean,
Awesome Kong.
Awesome Kong.
I mean, at least Kong's getting booked every week now, but still.
But what happened?
I don't know. It's just really heartbreaking to me that they're just so consistently missing the mark.
And I get it. AEW, you know, the diehard AEW fans, the ride or die AEW fans are just going to say, you have to give them time.
No, we don't. We've given them plenty of time at this point, I think.
They need to give us a reason to be patient.
It's very true. That's a great way to put it. Holy
because
shit.
They're not. I kept hearing from WWE, you just have to let the story play out. Well, they have to give us at least some carrots to keep following that horse.
Yeah, because a lot of people are losing interest.
And no, AEW, I think, has made some critical flaws.
Uh-huh.
And now they're also, all, you know, the things that are bothering us, the constant booking of the core elite, the Bucks, Kenny Omega, Cody, Hangman Page. Well, now they're starting to get flack because Kenny Omega keeps losing. Or Kenny Omega, you know.
This is going to sound terrible. Who is the biggest Kenny Omega fan you know, Rich?
You.
Me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am the biggest Kenny Omega fan you know. And we know a lot of fucking Kenny Omega fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who literally just, like, worships the ground that man walks on? Me. Who loves that he's losing all the fucking time?
Yeah.
Me. I love it. I love watching Kenny fucking lose. You know why? Because I've done nothing but watch him fucking win at the top of his game for years. And it's a better narrative to watch him lose right now. It's a fun narrative to watch him lose. I giggled like a fucking idiot when he was running around the arena. Like, Kenny, you lost your boy. Where's your boy? Kenny lost his boy. We were just cracking up. I can't not love it. I'm fine with it. Let them fucking lose. Let the elite fucking lose. Let Cody maybe not be on TV so fucking much.
That's the biggest problem I have with AEW since this show started.
Oddly not my biggest problem, but go ahead and then I'll talk about mine.
Cody has to have the super special entrance. Has to be on every fucking episode of Dynamite.
Cody is Triple H. Cody is 100% like Attitude Era and later Triple fucking H.
Yeah.
He is. No, seriously, think about it. He's like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go later tonight. We're going to go put on Wrestling Isn't Wrestling again. And even though I fucking hate Max Landis, it's still a brilliant project. I want to watch it again and think about it in the context of Cody fucking Rhodes. I'm not joking you. I'm not joking you. Can we do this like when we're done recording?
Maybe.
Because like I'm not shitting you. This is what we're gonna do. Like think about the fucking pathway. Like think about it. Really fucking think about it for a hot minute. Guys, you can't see the look on his face. It's fucking priceless. I just ruined my husband's brain.
It is.
He's fucking Triple H.
Without marrying
Triple
into
H.
the company,
Yeah.
he formed the company.
Yeah, he's fucking Triple H. He's literally Triple H. It's the same fucking character. The same fucking character. I've been mulling this over for 3 weeks. I've been waiting to talk about this on this podcast for 3 fucking weeks.
No, you're absolutely right.
Cody is triple fucking H.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
We're gonna go upstairs and watch it again after we record and I get this edited. And you're gonna fucking hate me because I will have ruined Cody Rhodes for you for the rest of your life.
You're not wrong.
But it's true. He's gotta get this special bullshit every fucking week. It's so stupid. Look on your face is so good right now.
Well, no, because I want to move on to some other things that were bad.
Can I talk about what I'm angriest about in AEW?
Yes.
Don't book diversity hires and say that you're going to build a company on diversity hires and cater to a larger audience by making sure that you're consistently booking LGBTQ plus performers and then not give them consistent airtime. Where is Sunny Kiss?
On Dark.
Not good enough. Where was Big Swole until last week?
On Dark.
Not good enough. Where has Nyla Rose been?
No clue.
Yeah, not fucking good enough. How dare you, AEW? This is the one thing I'm fucking livid with the company for. They spent all this time. I'm sorry. I got fired up. You put a quarter in me. I was kind of tired after dinner. Now you put a quarter in me and now I'm fucking awake again. They built this company on the promises of the fact that they were going to consistently change the game in the way that they were booking and promoting LGBTQ plus and diversity casting. They have failed on all of those fronts. Fight me.
Nope. Can't fight you.
Moving the fuck on.
I don't have anything bad to say about NXT. Except for their fans.
Yeah, their fans are garbage. I'm so sorry. I really have issues with the current fan
But
crowd.
it really is wrestling fans in general
promotion.
were bad this year.
Yeah, no, all the way across the board they were shit.
Twitter was a cesspool.
Yep.
Squared Circle was a cesspool.
Yep.
Fans at shows were a cesspool.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just talking with Karen about the garbage that happens on the house show loop for NXT of racist chants and, racist commentary telling Io Shirai to go back to China.
Yeah. Her response to which was fucking delightful.
Yeah. Telling Raul Mendoza, making chants of build the wall to Raul Mendoza.
Yeah.
I mean, garbage.
Can
like
you imagine
that?
Can you imagine that shit like here?
No.
Like some of the shit would not fly. Like the worst we get once in a while around here is some asshole making like a sexist comment in the middle of a match. I feel kind of blessed. That is usually the worst that we deal with.
A lot of people shut that shit down.
Yeah. A good chunk of people that go to the shows here, some shows here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say all because there are certain promotions that just turn a blind fucking eye. But like first always like somebody's always going to call that shit out.
Yeah.
Right? I'm so blessed that like we don't deal with that shit here. I am really like trust me, I feel it. I feel that like grateful that we don't have to deal with a lot of that shit here.
And then fans attacking wrestlers on Twitter.
Can we just stop that? Can we stop that? I'll be honest with you. I don't at a wrestler anyway, unless it's somebody that like either A, I know, like personally, B, they're at least an acquaintance with me outside of the ring, or C, they're Effie. Because
yeah, you'll add Effie.
I'll add Effie all fucking day. Because it's Effie and I love him.
A recent story was, local wrestler Devon Monroe calling out Superhuman for for calling him the N-word.
Yeah. I'm still so fucking angry for him.
And then the brainless, devoted fanboys of Superhuman saying, if you don't show us evidence, you're a liar.
That's what we call explicit bias, people.
Yeah. You know what?
It's just fucking... It's almost 2020. Can we not?
Seriously, just the shit show.
What the fuck up?
And the narrative of the Wednesday Night Wars have brought out the worst.
Oh, it so has. Which is the worst part to me because it's like, I don't, we watched during the Monday Night Wars. And I don't remember, I remember there being a very WWE versus WCW narrative, but I
Sure.
don't remember the fans being so shitty to one another because most of us just watched it all.
You know what, though?
Most of us watched both. Am I wrong?
Social media didn't exist then.
That's true.
I think if social media existed,
It would have been a total shit show.
I don't know that wrestling would have survived it.
Possibly. I don't know. I feel like it would have, but in a very different way. What we think of as wrestling would not be wrestling now. Can we?
Then, Jim Cornette, period. He's one of the worst things about wrestling.
Yeah,
this
he
year.
is. He's one
Jim
of the absolute
fucking Cornette.
worst things about professional wrestling. I don't even want to talk about him anymore. I'm just not bringing attention to him.
Yeah, I definitely want to bring in I don't want people to forget the shit that he said. Remember G-Raver?
Oh, God. Yeah, I can't forget the G-Raver thing because I know people that were affected and pissed off by that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember him telling somebody that they should have died?
Yeah. Jim Cornette is just a garbage human.
His racist commentary?
Let's just take him.
Empowerer?
Let's take him and Joe Rawling and lock them in a room and let them cancel each other out.
Yes, exactly.
I'm fine with that. Which makes me want to talk about good things now.
Let's talk about the
Let's
best
talk about
things.
good things because we've literally just spent an hour talking about shitty things.
Yeah.
So I feel like now we got to spend at least 30 minutes talking about good stuff.
Oh, but there's a lot of good this year.
There's so much good.
There was so much good this year.
All right.
I'm going to throw...
You start. Because let's start from this point on. I might do a little snippet at the end of this where it's here's where the good stuff starts if you only want to listen to the positive.
WrestleMania. We got some of the best feel-good moments of wrestling.
Mania was dope this year.
Kofi Kingston
Mm-hmm.
winning that title after wallowing in the mid-card for almost his entire career.
Yeah.
Getting that momentum going into Mania and then winning the title.
Yeah.
And just the sheer joy.
Across fandom and across everybody was just universally happy for Kofi.
I mean, we were at Bar Luchador for WrestleMania,
Mhm.
and that bar erupted.
And people
There
were in tears. It was so great.
to see Kofi win that title.
I'm smiling from ear to ear just
Yeah.
remembering it. It was such
People
a great moment.
hugging and giving high fives to people they didn't know.
We were all out of our chairs. We were all high five. People were running around the bar high fiving one another, complete strangers, just celebrating for Cope. Oh God, I want to cry remembering it. It was so great.
Such an amazing feeling.
It was such a great moment.
And then watching the women main event WrestleMania was such an amazing feeling. I mean, it just, yeah. It was such a great, WrestleMania was a highlight.
Mania was excellent. Charlotte's entrance.
Yeah, Charlotte's entrance
with
was
the stupid
great.
helicopter and so good. So good. Yeah, Mania was, I think we even we rated Mania really highly after we watched it this year.
Yeah.
It was an excellent show. It was a highlight. It was honestly the best of the WWE at its most glorious and stupid. It was just delightful. It was the circus at the top of its game. It was everything you want going to the circus with the best kind of acts and the best kind of involvement. It was joy. Mania was joy this year. There were so many great moments at Mania this year. So I think that's a good call. That was an excellent show.
It is one of the top 3 moments of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I would honestly say WrestleMania was one of the top 3 moments of the year.
Mm-hmm.
AEW forming January 1st. We got that announcement that there was now another wrestling promotion. And then, finding out they had a TV deal. And all of these stars that were so well known were going to be on it. But then also all of these new faces we didn't know were starting to get TV time, national TV time. I mean, just look at some of the names nobody really had heard of before January 1st. I mean, there are some, I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying a lot of people didn't know these names. Luchasaurus. Jungle Boy.
Marco Stunt.
Well, Marco Stunt really got his name at all in 2018.
I know, but like there were a lot of people that on the mainstream that had no idea who Marco was, and now they know.
Orange Cassidy.
Oh God, watching people fucking fall in love with Cassidy has been the greatest joy. Nyla Rose. There were so many people that didn't know who Nyla was, and she's just everything.
Yeah.
Ugh. Watching people rally behind her at StarCast and just really fall in love with her. Watching people just how universally fucking loved she was, even in that problematic ass crowd. Just everybody took Nyla seriously. It was great. Yeah, AEW, like, I'm so heartbroken because like I can't stop thinking about the Triple H thing now. I'm so sorry that I finally spoke it to you because like you're gonna hate me.
I do.
You do hate me. So we're getting a divorce. I am now available for marriage. My dowry is one Popeye's chicken sandwich. A hard to find sandwich for a hard to find bitch.
Starting in 2020, we are the Divorced Marks podcast.
The Polly Marks podcast,
well,
which actually has a good ring to it. This is good.
Well, that's all right. I mean, we recorded with Karen earlier today. You'll get to hear that.
I'm leaving you for
on
Karen.
Thursday. No, Karen and I are going to do this podcast.
Oh, that's
now.
right. I forgot.
No, we're kicking you out.
No, it's
You're
true.
fired.
I'm single. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking for work. You'll have to tune in and hear why, but like, I'm looking for work. So like, Steve Larson, call me. I'm available to move to California now. So, that's a thing.
Karen and I are going to be the platonic Marks podcast.
I could go to London. Luke and Ollie might take me. I don't even know. If I move to UK, will someone help me? I love you. I'm leaving. Bye.
Thanks, I hate it.
Thanks, I hate it. That's the other thing I hated the most about wrestling this year. Can we just say Chris Jericho? No, we're moving on. I don't want to talk about it.
No, we're not talking bad anymore.
No. One of the best things was like Asuka just like coming into her own. And like not just that, but like Kana's YouTube channel.
Kana's YouTube channel
is one of the
best things of 2019.
It's so wholesome. It's great. How can you fucking hate watching her stand there for 20 minutes fighting with a kitchen gadget trying to shred cabbage and just repeatedly saying, easy peasy.
Or trying to play Forza and not being able to keep the car on the road.
You're like cooking sumo stew with Kikutaro, and Kikutaro like telling everybody at the grocery store, yo, that's my wife. And they're like, really? She's like, no. It's so great. If you're not following Kana-chan on YouTube, you absolutely have to. I got another good one. Shazza McKenzie's TikTok fucking channel.
Oh my god.
No.
Shazza McKenzie in general.
Okay, yeah. Shaz is great, but like I'm not gonna lie. I'm a TikToker. I'm officially like a massive, like, I'm addicted to TikTok. I love it. It's a fun platform. I understand it's problematic. Please don't at me. I know we can have those discussions later, but like Shazza has a fucking TikTok account and it is consistently fucking funny.
Yes.
Also, R-Truth. R-Truth's TikTok.
On TikTok is fantastic.
That motherfucker is so funny. Like, he took the 24/7 title shit onto TikTok. And just started, like, fucking had cops pull him over, and he did, like, a jokey, like, I got pulled over by the cops, and they tried to, like, pin me. Like, I don't know how he turned that kind of, like, content into as funny of a joke as it was, but, like, he's so goddamn funny. The Rock's on there now, too.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of celebrities on there in the last couple weeks. It's kind of funny.
Another positive thing in wrestling this year was John Cena's Twitter. John Cena following people on Twitter, just randomly.
I don't have a John Cena follow, so I'm
either.
not important enough to get a
But
John Cena.
I also don't follow John Cena. He is following people who follow him.
I follow him. I've been following him for eons. John Cena, where's my follow? Follow me, John Cena. What the fuck? He'll probably never follow me because I call him John Cena.
Let's talk about wrestlers who had a great 2019.
Sure.
I mean, because there were some wrestlers who just had an amazing 2019. Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what brought me to this.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch had a great 2019.
Yeah. Everything about, like, Becky Lynch is absolutely one of the best things about 2019 in wrestling. Period. Just one of the best things in general.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? He is just, like, flippity floppity dude, and
They figured it out for Bray Wyatt finally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's great. It's so good. It is so good.
Io Shirai had a really good 2019.
Oh, man.
Turning heel.
So good. Rhea Ripley's had a real good fucking year.
I love Rhea Ripley so much.
Fuck me up, Rhea. I'm into it. I love her to pieces.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy had an amazing 2019.
Seriously. Adam Cole's had a really good year, too.
Yeah.
Like, shit. Ugh.
Come on, we got to be able to think of more stars who had an amazing 2019.
Who have had an amazing 2019. Like, just a banner 2019. Well, like, Luchasaurus, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's become, like, the most over person on the entire fucking AEW roster. I'm gonna say, like, I know this isn't, like, a mainstream, like, this is an indie fucking thing, but, like, yo, Effie got huge this year.
Yeah.
Effie's had an amazing fucking year.
Effie is a very good choice.
Also, I love him. Devon Monroe. Like, we were just talking about Black Excellence, but, like, shit. It has been so much fun watching him just gain ground and get so huge and get so popular. I don't know. It's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling, especially when it's somebody that, like, you've watched for a while. Yeah, there's been so much good shit this year. Watching Mia Yim start to get more booking at NXT and start to get more popular.
Women of NXT.
The women of NXT, like the entire women's roster in NXT. Because, like, I'm sorry, like, NXT has the best women's roster in the business.
Yeah.
Right now. They absolutely do. And NXT consistently gives their women's roster great time and lengths of matches and book them well. Here's a best of this year, Richard. You know who had a great year? Not a wrestler. How about Ref Aubrey?
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Girl Hebner had an excellent year.
Absolutely.
And I am super fucking happy about it. Jess from NXT also.
Jess from NXT.
Got that high-end call-up and is now doing stuff on the main roster. Bryce, can we talk about Bryce had a great year?
Bryce Remsburg, you know, getting on that AEW ref roster.
Hell yeah.
Tessa Blanchard.
Yes. Oh my god. All the yes. Yes.
Tessa Blanchard had an amazing 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And 2020 is going to start out even greater for Tessa. I mean, absolutely amazing.
Craziness. Just absolute craziness. Ugh.
So going back to other positives, NXT. 2019 has been the best year ever for NXT.
Mm-hmm.
They went from an hour-long pre-recorded show on the network to 2 hours live on national network television.
To the criticism of from a lot of people, including us. Like, we were critical about it. We weren't sure it was going to work.
And they have, week after week, blown away all expectations.
It is the best wrestling show on television.
It is. By far.
Consistently.
And now it's showing in the ratings for them.
Mm-hmm.
They are consistently for the last 4 weeks, they are consistently beating AEW or tying them.
Mm-hmm.
They are not afraid to change belts on their TV show. They are not afraid to put on 2 lengthy women's matches in a 2-hour show.
They do so much right at NXT. Like, they do so much right.
Yeah, they do. NXT has almost become the ideal wrestling show.
Well, and they've brought back people that help make the promotion so popular. Like, the fact that Balor's been there.
And Breezango.
And
KO showed up.
Yeah, like it's fun because it feels like they've been around long enough that they can get homage with it, and like it doesn't feel forced, it doesn't feel silly, it feels genuine. We get great tournaments. Like the Dusty Rhodes Classic is coming back. That's a lot of fun.
The fact that NXT was the savior of SmackDown the Friday after the Crown Jewel event.
Oh, that's right, because everybody got held over.
Yeah.
Fuck,
the fact
I
that
forgot
NXT
about that.
went in with an invasion angle and then continued to show up on Raw and just absolutely prove how good their talent is to the casual fan.
Mm-hmm.
Because NXT is still not for the casual fan.
No, it's not.
NXT I think by the end of this year, I can officially say NXT has completely shaken off the label of developmental.
Oh yeah, like to me, they're not a I know that when people ask me what it is, I explain like it's WWE's developmental program, but like I can't say that anymore. Somebody actually asked me about it a couple weeks ago, and I was like, well, it used to be considered their developmental promotion, but it's now kind of its own thing. Like it falls under the WWE umbrella, but I think most people view it as its own promotion. Like, it is definitely its own entity, and it is the best of professional wrestling. It's just fantastic. Consistently, it is just excellent. Repeatedly excellent. Week after week after week. I'm never bored with it. I'm never meh with it. And, like, I know this is going to be kind of a dig on AEW, and I don't mean for it to be, because, like, as much as I love schmozzy shit sometimes... Right?
Sure.
NXT doesn't have to... They don't need the schmozzy stuff to pull your attention.
No, they don't.
AEW kind of has. They wouldn't be doing all the... And it's not that I dislike the schmozzy stuff. Like, some of it is really fucking funny. And some of it is really fun. But, like, how come NXT doesn't consistently need to do the same thing? They just do what they do best. And own it.
You know who had a really good year this year? And it's a name a lot of people are afraid to say, but I think had the best year of his career. Baron Corbin.
Oh, God, yes.
No,
you're not wrong.
He had the best year of his career this year.
Mm-hmm.
Winning King of the Ring. Becoming that heel that was always talked about. Even when he was the mixologist from TGI Fridays... at the beginning of the year.
Still.
Through King Corbin now.
He works at Chili's now.
Being that heel.
Yeah. No, he's had a great year.
You know, like him or hate him, he's doing his job and he is doing it well.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hate on that.
Yeah, I can't either.
He's doing his job well. I mean, just take that first SmackDown. The first SmackDown on Fox. Where he came out when The Rock and Becky Lynch were in the ring.
That whole segment was fun.
And just got
so good.
Absolutely emasculated.
By both of them, and it was great.
Destroyed by them both.
It was great. That was a really fun segment.
I would say Baron Corbin might be the best heel of 2019.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
I mean, a lot of people will say MJF is the best heel, but no, he isn't.
But he's not. MJF isn't doing anything different. Like, he's doing the same shit he's been doing for fucking years.
Well, somebody actually
At least Corbin's like trying.
Last week, somebody brought up, you might want to be careful. MJF is probably going to try and spoil Star Wars as a heel move. And a lot of people are like, that would be an ultimate heel move. And I'm like, and my first thought process was no. Any heel can spoil Star Wars. A real heel will work you twice. One, by pretending to spoil Star Wars and giving you a fake spoiler. That way, you're mad that you think he spoiled it, and then you're even more mad when you find out he worked you and he didn't spoil it at all. That would be a good heel move.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, Snape kills Dumbledore is lazy.
Yeah. No, I honestly believe Baron Corbin might be the best heel of 2019.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't argue with that. I think that's an incredibly fair assessment.
So, good on you, Baron Corbin. You did great. You're still not the best Corbin in wrestling.
No, sorry. Our hearts belong to Darren, and nothing will change that. I'm not even sorry about it.
But you're a damn good Corbin,
You're a
nonetheless.
good Corbin. You're the second best Corbin.
Yeah. I would be remiss not to say that NWA making a comeback is not a good moment, because it is.
Yeah.
It still has some work to do.
Yes. Yes, it
does.
does.
And, maybe not have Dave Lagana running it.
For starters, yes.
That would help.
Yeah. But having more wrestling in the landscape is not a bad thing right now. I'm fine with it. I'm not a fan of the promotion. I'm just not.
Impact had an amazing 2019.
Yeah, like Impact definitely had a good year. Like they really came back from shit. They've owned it. They've had some of the best matches. Like it's been a great fucking year for Impact. They're really killing it. Really, really, really killing it. Also, good work on like the intergender front. Like, fuck, they're killing it. Like they've done a really great job. Oh my gosh, so much good stuff too. Like. Yeah, my brain is like fried. I'm just like, I'm thinking of all these great fucking things.
They'll just spew out any of them. I mean, I'm really just throwing stuff off the top of my head.
That's kind of where I'm at. The fact that Hiromu's coming back makes me super happy.
Hiromu.
Getting word that Hiromu's coming back and that like seeing him come back and like seeing him like show up like
Shibata.
Oh, Shibata. Oh my god. Yes.
Shibata's return.
Tears, 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 tears. Oh my god. So many fucking tears. How about Lufisto? How about Lufisto going from like saying she was going to have to retire and then like being able suddenly to like
absolutely.
Oh, see, I had like another sad one, but it has a happy ending, but the happy ending comes next year.
What's that?
ODB's food truck burning down.
Yeah.
ODB is back.
Yeah.
ODB will have a food truck returning in the summer of 2020, which she just posted about in the last few days. So I'm real happy about it. I know it doesn't really apply, but like I'm happy and I want to talk about it.
CM Punk.
Yeah.
May not be our cup of tea, but CM Punk actually being involved in wrestling again.
Yeah.
Like him or hate him, he was still one of the best mic men in the business.
Yes. Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Overall, there was a lot of good that happened in wrestling. But
Clark Feldman is a good thing that happened in wrestling.
Well, Clark Feldman's a good thing in everybody's lives.
Well, yeah.
And those of you who do not know who Clark Feldman is...
That's my whole point. He's just a very good boy.
You have not just been blessed yet.
No, seriously, he's fucking delightful. Like
Clark Feldman is a local referee who is branching out, so hopefully you will get Clark Feldman in your neck of the woods.
You're starting to see him all over the place. He's had some good bookings outside of the state, and
maybe
he does work with Heel Turn
weekend.
Radio. He does work with Heel Turn Radio, so go check them out.
Maybe WrestleMania weekend, Clark will be getting booked at some of those indie shows down there.
You all need to just go and start chanting Clark, 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 because it's a thing, and he's delightful, and he's a super fun human. And we love him.
So, overall,
I'm sure there's more that we're not thinking of, but
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna be real, my brain is just shot.
yeah, mine's a little
My brain
shot,
is
too.
fried. I am fried. I am done. I am ready to just like laze around for the next few days through the holiday, eat good food, and just like reminisce. Like, I'd like to know what some of our listeners thought was some of the best. Like, what was the best in 2020? What were the things that made you the happiest?
Now, we have a couple of questions for
We
today.
do have a couple of questions. So our first question comes from Genius Pie at Genius Pie on Twitter, creators of the fine Married Marks podcast theme song. Ho ho, how you doing? Pick one male and one female from each Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Impact, Power, Ring of Honor, New Japan, First Wrestling, wow, and 4 alts from any promotion for a battle royale.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
Who is first out of the ring and who wins? Miss you guys. Answer your texts when I send them, you funny things. Sometimes you text me when I'm working, bro. And here's my thing. If you text me in the middle of the day, if I am unable to respond, I am going to 100% forget to fucking answer you. I am the worst. And I do it to my dad all the time. And I feel real bad about it.
Okay.
But we love you. Okay. So, like, pick one male and one female from each. Let's start with Raw. So this is tough because, like, I'm not watching, like, the current roster. So, like, we'll just say, like, Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, we'll just say WWE as a whole.
WWE. Not NXT.
Not
but, like,
NXT.
that's separate.
No. Yeah.
So one male and one female.
So we got to go with like top stars.
Yeah.
So I would say, I'll say Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you pick for a woman
For
from
a woman.
WWE?
From WWE. I'm gonna go Sasha Banks.
Okay.
I love Sasha.
Okay. Next one.
Okay. NXT.
Rhea Ripley.
I feel like I can say this now because he's been there. Prince Balor.
Yeah, there you go.
Prince
okay.
Balor.
Okay.
Impact.
Tessa Blanchard.
I'll ego Ethan Page.
That was going to be the other one I would say too. So yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. He's one of my favorite people,
Absolutely.
and I fucking love him so much. I want to like start watching Impact more often, just for Ethan. Do I have an Ethan Page obsession? I might. Power.
I don't know.
I don't
a lot
know.
of the
Isn't, like, Nick
wrestlers.
Aldis there?
Yeah, Nick Aldis. I don't know any of the women on.
I feel
NWA
bad because I
Power.
literally don't know. I
You
just don't
watch
know.
it.
Ring of Honor.
Well, Kelly Klein's not there anymore.
Sumi Sakai.
Sumi Sakai, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's my call. Isn't Dalton still there?
Yeah, Dalton.
Like, he's technically still there.
Yeah, Dalton. Let's go
Doesn't have his
Dalton.
boys anymore, though.
No.
NJP Dub. Oh, this is where it gets sticky because I can make so many.
Well, there are no
fucking
women in
decisions.
NJP Dub, so
Well, I mean, there are, but they don't wrestle,
yeah.
which
I
is
mean,
sad.
Pater.
Peter's adorable. New Japan, you're gonna make me pick one person from all of NJP Dub from the men, huh? I'm gonna go. You know what? Subete wa everything
Is
is
evil.
evil.
Okay, evil. That's a good one.
First Wrestling.
Darren Corbin.
Darren Corbin. Can we enter Darren Corbin twice? Because I would enter Darren
And then-
Corbin twice.
What,
No, like Eric
Karanoia.
can't. Oh, Karanoia. Yeah. Kara's a good choice.
Karanoia.
Kara's an excellent choice. It's tough with women because like there's not a lot of women that are like consistently part of the promotion because he
They
books
bring in
people
a lot
from-
of indie women.
Yeah.
So.
Although like Devon's gonna get a match at Palooza and I'm so
Yeah.
fucking excited. And 4 alts from any promotion. 4 alts. I'm gonna say Eric Cannon.
Okay. I will say Sue Young.
Yes. Jordan Grace.
And Super Thunder Frog.
Yeah, baby, get rocked up. All right.
Because how can you not have a hammer spot in a battle royale?
You have to have the hammer spot in the battle royale.
Yes.
Has to, and you need a froggy splash. Like it's
Yes.
got to happen. It's just a fucking thing, man. And no skateboards.
You know what? That's
No
a wrestler
skateboard.
who had an amazing 2019.
Fuck yes. All right. Yeah, I'm into it.
Darby Allin.
Darby fucking Allen. I'm into it.
Sorry.
So no, it's totally fine. Who was first out of the ring in this match?
Darren Corbin. Thrown out by Eric Cannon.
Right away, right?
Right away.
Oh, God, I love it. And who wins?
Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa Blanchard.
Did you put Tessa in there? Yeah, you put Tessa in there. So there you go. That's the thing. We had another question. This is a two-parter, so we had 3 total questions tonight.
Okay.
This is from Black Baymax, longtime listener, longtime friend of the podcast. We love you at Black_Baymax8. Okay. Number 1, best and worst hot takes on wrestling Twitter this year. Oof. That's hard for me because I don't want to feel like I'm calling people out. I'm not trying to like.
Oh, I'll be happy you call out the worst hot
Well, the
take.
worst one you can call out, but like.
The worst hot take was Dave Lagana fucking retweeting a fucking white supremacist manifesto.
Oh, yeah, that was fucking terrible.
There you go. Worst hot take.
That was terrible. The best hot take on Twitter this year.
I can give you some honorable mention. Worst hot takes, too. Anything Seth Rollins tweeted.
Yes. Oh, my God. He just needs to stop. Best hot takes on Twitter this year. Can I be real? I'm going to sound like I'm playing favorites, but I consistently fucking agree with almost everything he says. Best hot wrestling takes on wrestling Twitter this year. Go to DJ Accident Report.
Oh, absolutely.
Eric fucking Shorey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who I love to pieces. One of my favorite people on Twitter. Please go follow him. He's delightful. He's wonderful. And he fucking serves the realness like nobody in the biz. And he's not afraid to fucking call shit out. And I love that.
Hang on. I got one more here.
Oh, you got one more?
Yeah.
You got one more? Give me one more.
I gotta remember their name but you know what? I don't remember their Twitter handle. Nyla Rose's wife.
Oh my God, for real. You mean my fiance Nyla Rose?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, Baymax's second question.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2. Who haven't you had on the podcast in 2019 that you would like to have on in 2020? Hashtag shooting my shot 2020.
Well,
I guess that answers that question. It's you, sir. Slide into my DMs. You want on this podcast? We'll put you on this podcast.
we'll put you on the podcast.
We'll put you on the podcast. You can come chitty chat with us for an episode. I'm into it. Other than that, like I'll be honest with you, like, and this is something Richard and we talked about this on the cast a couple weeks ago.
Wrestler-wise.
I struggle a lot when it comes to booking people because, like, believe it or not, I'm super. Everybody thinks I'm super extroverted. I'm kind of an ambivert, and even the last couple of months, I've really like introverted hard. I like being an extrovert in certain situations. In other situations, I kind of turtle. And this is going to sound really, really fucking ridiculous, but I'm exposing myself here a little bit. I'm terrified to reach out to wrestlers. I always feel like such a fucking idiot. I feel like just like, okay, why the fuck would you want to talk to me? Or you, or like us, or anything. Like, why? And then I feel like a dingus. And then like, if it's at a wrestling show, I feel even fucking worse.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't want to get up. Like, all I want to do is go up to him and be like, yo, your match was fucking rad.
Here,
let me give you money. Like, literally, that's all I care about. Like, at events like StarCast, it was a little different because I felt like with a couple of people, we could get really, really chit-chatty and, like, talk with them. But you don't have a lot of time because there's, like, a line behind you.
Yeah.
Like, I felt really bad when we were waiting for Effie because, like, we was chatty.
Yeah.
We was real chatty. And I felt terrible because I was taking up time from like the 30 people behind me. I struggle with this a lot. And like, even there's people that like we know pretty well that like we really want to get on here. And they're like, yes, we will come to your podcast. And then and like with some people, I get it. Like we try to work things out and scheduling just becomes a nightmare and it's impossible.
And there are some people that we would love to have on here that just won't do podcasts.
Yeah, they just won't.
It has nothing to do with us. It just, they're not a fan of the podcasting format.
Yeah, and like they know who we are and they like our work. They're just we're not going on your podcast because we don't do podcasts. I'm like, okay, and that's cool. We respect that.
It. Yeah, we don't hold any animosity towards
those.
Well.
So like certain people, I'm like, nope, we're just not even going to have that fucking discussion.
But there are some that I plan on us having in 2020.
We gotta talk to Darren's dude and see if we can get Darren on the podcast.
Yes,
because like everything's got to go through the consultants. Is it wrong that I want to like make a YouTube video and like tag the consultant in it?
No, that might be the way to do it.
I'm gonna fucking do it.
I promise. We will have Super Thunder Frog on this podcast.
Oh, yeah. We're getting Froggy on here somewhere or another. Like, Froggy's going to be on this cast if it's the last thing I fucking do.
Do I have a dream list of people I would love to have on this podcast? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Effie.
I want Effie on this podcast. It's even worse because he was the one that was like, oh, I like to talk. I'm like, you're such a shit. I would love to have Effie on this podcast.
I want Effie on this podcast.
He's absolutely, like, I'm not even going to lie. Like, in independent wrestling, top 5, 100% in my top 5 favorite people. I adore him to pieces. He's so fucking fun. I wouldn't mind having Leo back on here. Like Leo, we had a really good time talking with Leo. And what's funny is like we continued discussing things with him after we went off the air.
Yeah.
And like had these super deep I'm like, fuck, we got to get you back on, man.
Yeah, Leo London was great.
I know, Leo was awesome.
Another name I would love to get on this podcast. I don't think it'll ever happen, but I would love it. Mike Quackenbush.
That would be fucking amazing. That would be legitimately fucking amazing.
I would love to have Quackenbush on here.
Mm-hmm.
Women's wrestling wise, Shazza McKenzie.
I have a laundry list of women that I would love to have on the podcast.
I would love to get Shazza McKenzie on here. I want to get Sue Young on here. I want to get...
I would love to get Priscilla Kelly on here.
Priscilla Kelly would be fantastic on here. Jessica Havoc.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. I love Jessica Havoc so much. I do, like she legitimately like makes me cry with happiness every time I see her live. I love her. She is one of the most genuine souls in the business, and I fucking love her. Like, love her. Not even exaggerating. Ugh. I could gush about her for like an hour. She's everything. Yeah, there's like a laundry list of... I would love to get Shotzi on here.
Well, Shotzi's on NXT now, so
I know.
So that pretty much puts the kibosh on that.
Yeah. Wah wah. There's just so many great women. I wouldn't mind getting Kara on here. That would be like kind of fun.
Yeah, Kara would be a good one.
Kara would be great. Nyla's a bucket list. That'll never happen, but Nyla's a bucket list.
Okay. You know what, though? It almost happened.
It did almost happen.
We got close.
We got very close to having Nyla on the podcast.
Before All Out, we were trying and we just couldn't.
It didn't work out. I was really sad. But at the same time, like, I completely understand. Yeah. Like, things just kind of blew up.
Leva Bates. I would love to have Leva Bates on
Leva's
our podcast.
one of the... Dude, she's one of the coolest people I think we've ever met. Like, I've never had so much fun just standing around talking about fucking nothing with a professional wrestler. Like, yes. She was so fun. She was so fun to talk to. I wouldn't mind, it sounds weird, but I wouldn't mind getting Cabana on here, but that'll never fucking happen. But he's great.
Yeah.
He's fun. Local-wise, like Minneapolis, Twin Cities-wise, I wouldn't mind having Oren Veidt on the podcast either. Oren's a super cool fucking dude.
Devon Monroe.
Yeah, Devon's on there. I've been working on that one for a while.
Black Excellence.
I've been working on that one a little bit. That one's a scheduling issue. Which like totally understandable.
Wildcat.
Frog. Wildcat would be great. I cannot do cat and frog at the same time though. Oh my god. I'll lose my mind. No, that is not happening in this house. No, I'll lose my mind. All it'll be is me laughing for like an hour.
Airwolf. I would love to get Airwolf on here.
I wouldn't mind getting both of the Flip Bros on there. That'd be fun. It'd be super duper fun.
Well, that's our plan for 2020.
Yeah,
though, is to get
we want to do more.
More people. Ref Clark.
That I can probably make happen.
Clark Feldman on this podcast.
Hang on. I'm tweeting this right now.
Yeah?
Hang on. I'm going to say at Owen Y. Draz is calling me out for not booking enough guests on this cast. Hey, Clark. Hey, at Rev Clark Feldman. Want to talk? Smiley face. Post it.
And I have one more call out.
Okay.
I have one more call out that I want on this podcast in 2020.
Okay.
Steven Larson.
Okay.
I am making that call out now. I want them on
You want
this podcast.
Steven Larson on the
2020.
podcast. Well, we're definitely having Luke Owen back on.
Yes.
We've already, that's absolutely happening. We just have to like pick a week, and it's kind of crazy right now with the holidays. So once we get past Wrestle Kingdom, we're going to try and get Luke back on the podcast and make that happen because he's a darling and I love him.
Fucking Nyla Rose. Sorry, I just saw a Nyla Rose tweet. Okay, I give up. Where exactly does canola oil come from? Because I've squeezed like 8 cannolis and nothing.
If you don't follow Nyla, you fucking need to.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my fucking God. I can't with you people. I can't with you fucking people.
Okay, well,
Jesus.
that was our... Oh, did we have a second half question? No, that was
No,
the
that
second
was
half
the
of
second
question.
half of the question.
Well,
that was it.
so we got 2 more episodes for this year.
Yeah.
So this being the Monday episode, the Thursday episode this week will release on the 20th. Or I'm sorry, it's a Friday episode. It's
a Friday
I'm stuck.
episode.
You know what? Never mind. One other call out.
Okay.
Marty and Sarah.
You want to have Marty and Sarah on the podcast?
I want Marty and Sarah on the podcast.
I feel like that might be possible.
Well, you work on that. Anyway.
But like, okay, but here's my thing. I want Gerbert on the podcast.
And Nathan. Maybe we can get Nathan's wrestling review on the podcast.
Jesus Christ. I will fucking lose my shit. I'm not even exaggerating. I can't. I fucking can't. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. I will do my best to make that one happen because it's no secret we love Marty and Sarah. We feel like they are a far less salty version of us.
Yeah, exactly.
They're us, but like not dicks.
Yeah.
They're the Married Mercs, but not assholes. If we were popular enough, they could put that on merch. We're not those fucks. Oh my God. We need to be done with this. We're done. Put a fork in this.
Anyway. So the Friday episode will be our predictions episode for both nights of Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes.
Next week, Monday, will be our review of our predictions we made at the beginning of 2019.
We'll see how right we were, we'll see how wrong we were, and we'll see where we really missed the mark.
And then after, probably one of the first episodes, remember we are going back to 1 episode a week.
Yep.
It'll be Fridays.
Yep.
One of those first episodes in January will be our predictions for 2020.
Yes. So we will talk about all of our plans, our thoughts, what we think is going to happen, what we think isn't going to happen, what we'd like to happen, and we'll see kind of how that goes from here.
Clark's already replied.
What'd he say?
I don't know if derail is the right term, but it'll probably turn out 10% wrestling and 90% fun geek stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah, let's fucking do it. Here, wait.
Okay.
No, I'm literally about to message him. Like, dude, book it. Slide into my fucking DMs.
So, as we're booking 2020 podcast for the Married Marks, I'm Richard Townsend.
Shannon Townsend.
And we will talk to you on Friday.
I don't even care if you make the choices.